The team was drowning in debt and defeats. The board gave Hina one order: put Hayato in the lead seat or lose everything.
Ren, you'll drive as backup. Sign this, now.
Ren's eyes never left hers. He took the pen and with a stillness that unsettled the room, he signed.
A touring car has been. You are wasting ink, Hina. The lead seat is mine.
The board forced my hand. He's here to push you and save this team.
Push me. He'll be watching from the pits while I win. Just keep him out of my way.
Ren said nothing. His calm was a weapon, one that made Hina's heart race with equal parts hope and dread.
You'll both drive identical cars. The track will decide who's faster. That's the only rule now.
The track! I've been winning karting since I was 12. This guy peaked in touring cars. There's no contest.
The contract was filed. The backup seat was filled. But the real race had only just begun, and it would be won not on the track, but in the secrets Ren kept close. Imola's qualifying session dawned with the scent of burning rubber and ambition. Hayato strutted like a prince.
He's a footnote. I'll crush his lap time without breaking a sweat.
Ren's car hurtled through Acque Minerale as if the circuit were an extension of his own nerves. Purple Sector 1, Purple Sector 2. The garage fell silent. Hina's tablet displayed numbers that defied her expectations.
P4, provisional pole. And Hayato is still in the pits. What is Ren doing?
No, he's got a better engine. Switch cars with me right now.
The telemetry shows identical output. The difference is in the cockpit, not under the hood.
Hayato's helmet slammed into the wall. The clang was a declaration of war that no one dared acknowledge.
The stopwatch doesn't lie. Neither does the car. The rest is just noise.
By the end of the session, Ren was P4, Hayato P12. The hierarchy had cracked, and the race hadn't even started. Race day. Hayato pushed his car like a man possessed, but Ren drove as if the asphalt whispered its secrets to him alone.
He's not that fast. I am losing grip. The setup is wrong. It has to be.
Lap after lap, Ren carved through the field with surgical precision. His tires never screamed. They sang. At the checkered flag, Ren secured P5 and 8 points. Hayato limped home P14, outside the points, rage boiling.
This is sabotage! You rigged his car! No one goes from touring cars to P5 without cheating.
Hayato, the data from both cars shows no anomalies. You are just slower. Accept it and work harder.
I'll demand a full telemetry audit. The board will hear about this. You can't protect your little project forever.
Hina's jaw tightened. She knew the telemetry was clean, but Hayato's tantrums could still poison the team's fragile hope.
The accusations don't change the lap times. Tomorrow, the track will speak for me again.
The first race was over. Ren had thrown down a gauntlet Hayato couldn't ignore, and the board would soon demand answers. The boardroom felt colder than Imola. Hina stood before them, every polished surface reflecting their power.
Miss Hina, your brother's complaints cannot be ignored. This team was built around Hayato. Your gamble risks everything.
Hayato lost because he drove poorly. The telemetry doesn't lie.
The board expects results from our chosen driver. Ensure Hayato's form or reconsider your position.
The track decides who's fastest. If you wanted a puppet, you should have said so.
The board members exchanged glances. Their silence was a verdict without words.
3 races, Miss Hina. If Hayato isn't leading by then, we'll replace you.
3 races. Threats won't change lap times. They back Hayato. I back the only man who doesn't play along.
She left with shoulders straight, knuckles white on the tablet. The storm was coming. Ren remained the one variable she couldn't control. Barcelona's Circuit de Catalunya baked under the Spanish sun. Hayato drove like a man trying to outrun his own reputation.
I can't let him beat me again. I'll brake later, carry more speed, whatever it takes.
Ren, meanwhile, threaded through corners with a serenity that infuriated his teammate. Into turn 3, Hayato's rear snapped. The wall loomed. He saved it by a tire's width. But the lap was ruined.
That was close. The car is a dog today. I am losing him.
The checkered flag waved. Ren finished P8, adding 4 points. Hayato limped home P16. Out of the points again, now 18 points separated them.
This is a joke. His car is flying. Mine won't turn. There's no parity.
He can't see beyond his own ego. Ren is just better.
With Silverstone next, the gap was a chasm. Hayato's rage was about to boil into something far more dangerous. In the garage before Silverstone, Hayato threw his accusation like a grenade. Loud, public, impossible to retract.
Ren's chassis is lighter, more rigid. I've checked. The team is rigging my failure.
Then we'll settle it with data. I am ordering a full chassis telemetry check right now.
The lead engineer called up the telemetry logs. 2 identical chassis profiles overlapped on the screen.
Miss Hina, the data confirms identical chassis, identical parts. There's no performance difference.
That's impossible. You are hiding something. The numbers are forged.
No, Hayato, this is the truth. Your accusations are hollow. Accept it.
Hayato's face twisted. He grabbed his helmet and stormed out without another word.
He'll never see the data. It doesn't matter. Silverstone will tell the same story.
The evidence was ironclad, but Hayato's denial was its own fortress. The team fractured, and the board watched from afar. Silverstone turned venomous. Rain lashed the tarmac, and Hayato saw the storm as his chance to prove he was a warrior.
Wet tires, low grip. This is where real drivers shine. Ren will crack.
Ren's car seemed to glide through rivers. His inputs were minimal, deliberate. Then, at Stowe, Hayato's ambition swallowed him. He took too much speed, aquaplaned, and the barrier turned into a wall of fire. The impact shredded carbon fiber. His race was over. His season a shattered wreck.
He's okay, but that crash just lost him the seat. Ren's patience, it's almost inhuman.
The race restarted, and Ren nursed his car home to P6, 12 points. The gap was now a staggering 38.
Every race, he drives like he's already done this for 100 years. Who are you, Ren?
The team celebrated the points, but Hina's mind was elsewhere. She had seen something, a calm that didn't belong to a simple touring car driver. She walked back to the garage with a new question burning. What secret had her father's old partner carried, and was Ren its living answer? As Hina left the paddock, a journalist stepped out of the shadows, recorder ready.
You are Ren, right? The backup. Did you know his father was the engineer who co-designed your father's 1998 championship car? I don't know what you're talking about. Ren is just our backup.
The journalist's knowing smile lingered long after Hina brushed past. That night, she couldn't sleep. At dawn, she was in her father's old office, tearing through boxes of team archives with frantic hands.
Father never mentioned an engineering partner. Why would someone hide that?
Among yellowed papers, a photograph slipped free. 2 young engineers, arms around each other, smiling in front of a 1998 car.
That's my father. And the other man. Those eyes, that calm. He looks just like Ren. Ren isn't here for money or a second chance. He's here because of a promise left just out of reach.
One snapshot shattered her assumptions. The real race was no longer on the track. It was buried in her father's silence. Beneath a stack of old blueprints, she found a leather-bound notebook. Her father's handwriting filled the pages.
My partner and I share a bond deeper than any contract. We have a promise between us.
He sketched a chassis near the words. There was no mention of a name, only the weight of an obligation. Pressed between the last pages, a sealed envelope. To Hina, read when you are ready to hear the whole story.
You knew, Father. You sent him to us, didn't you?
She pressed the letter to her chest, as if it might carry the warmth of a voice long silenced.
The promise is only half the story. Ren has the other half. I won't let him hide it any longer.
She left the letter unopened. Some secrets demanded to be spoken, not read. She stood, the photograph and notebook in her hands, her heart a tangle of ache and purpose. The board's deadline was looming. But she had a new question now, not about speed, but about the son who inherited a promise he couldn't break. She found him alone in the garage. the tang of tire rubber still floating in the dark.
Why are you really here, Ren? Don't tell me it's for a racing seat. I know about your father and mine.
Ren's expression didn't falter. He met her eyes with that impossible calm.
I came to fulfill a promise. Your father asked mine to send his son when the team was in trouble. That's all.
That's all. You've outscored Hayato by 38 points, and you give me a riddle?
The details belong to the past. I am here to drive. You'll understand when the board meeting ends.
The board will tear us apart. If I don't know the truth, how can I fight for you?
He looked at her then, not with defiance, but with a heaviness that made her heart clench.
Then trust your father's judgment. That's all I ask.
He walked away, his silhouette sinking back into the garage shadows. The photograph in her pocket seemed to grow heavier. The board called an emergency meeting. Before the German GP, a vote would determine the lead seat.
This is no longer a racing decision. It's about authority. We will settle it by ballot before the next race.
They're protecting a fraud. Ren bought his seat with a sob story. I'll show the world he's a pretender. My sister's sentimental weakness won't decide my fate. I'll drag this team to victory, whatever it takes.
He's poisoning the air. Without Ren's truth, my hands are tied. Father, what would you have me do?
The media devoured the spectacle. Microphones thrust toward Hina at every step.
The vote doesn't change my lap time. I'll keep driving until the board decides.
He's hiding the one thing that could save us. If I knew the promise, I could fight the board openly.
The board's deadline loomed. In 3 days, a vote would tip the balance, and someone would be broken. The vote was set. The German GP would see a decision no one was ready for. Hayato leaked a story to every motorsport outlet. Ren's father was a failed engineer who cost the team a championship.
His father's incompetence nearly destroyed the '98 car. Ren wants revenge for a sham legacy.
Ren read the accusations in the paddock, his expression unchanged. He folded the tablet and walked on.
History is written by the loudest voice. It doesn't change what happened in the garage.
This is disgusting, Hayato. You are dragging our family through dirt to protect your ego.
It's the truth. And you are choosing him over your own brother.
He's lying to save himself. Father never spoke badly of his partner. There has to be something more.
She returned to the old office, pulling out technical files. Engine specs, chassis blueprints from 1998, a faded note in her father's writing. Our new design will need the right driver to unlock it. Someday.
They weren't failures. They were planning for the future. And that future is Ren.
The sealed envelope from her father's notebook waited on the desk. Hina broke the wax with trembling thumbs. My dear Hina, when you read this, know that my greatest hope rests on the son of my partner. Ren's father and I designed the 1998 car together. He is the only driver who fully understands its heart. I made a promise. If our team ever needed saving, his son would come. He is not here for a seat, but to fulfill that promise.
He was chosen by my father on his deathbed. Not by the board, not by me.
The truth hit her like a wave. Ren's silence was not secrecy. It was protection.
If I reveal this, Hayato will be humiliated. But if I don't, the team will die with his lies.
She looked at the photograph of the two fathers. Their smiles seemed to ask, "What will you do?"
No more secrets. At the board meeting, I'll tell them exactly who Ren is.
The clock towards the German GP was ticking. Everything now rested on a truth buried for 20 years. Hina found Hayato in his driver room, headphones on. Avoiding the world, she pulled them off.
At the board meeting, I am supporting Ren for the lead seat. It's what father wanted.
You are siding with him over your own brother? He's nothing.
Father chose him. Ren's father co-designed the 1998 car. On his deathbed, father sent him to save us.
Lies! You forged this to protect your pet project.
Choose not to believe it, but at the meeting, the board will see the letter and the telemetry.
If you do this, I am done. I'll leave the team. Forever.
Then leave. But know that you are giving up the only family that ever believed in you.
Hayato's footsteps faded down the corridor. The weight Hina'd carried for months finally lifted.
Whatever the board decides, I've done what father asked. Ren belongs here.
The boardroom fell silent as Hayato rose, his jaw set with entitlement.
This is the final deliberation. Mr. Hayato, state your case for the lead seat.
I am the legacy of this team. Ren is a stranger with 3 lucky races. My family built this name. He lacks experience. My sister's sentimentality put this team at risk. The board must choose what's best.
Some board members nodded. Ren sat motionless in the corner, his calm a silent counter-argument.
I have evidence that fills in what my brother left out. May I present it?
The floor is yours, but we will vote immediately after.
All eyes turned to Hina. Ren's gaze, usually distant, flickered with something like quiet faith. Hina unfolded the letter. Her father's handwriting stark under the fluorescent light, the weight of 20 years pressed on her voice. The next words would change everything.
My father wrote this on his deathbed. Ren's father and I designed the 1998 championship car together. His son is the only one who understands its heart.
If ever this team needed saving, his son would come. Ren is not here for a seat, but to fulfill a promise made long ago.
This is a fabrication. A convenient fantasy to steal my birthright.
The only fabrication here is the smear you planted in the press. I came because your father asked mine. Nothing more.
The board members exchanged glances. The shift was palpable. From family loyalty to undeniable legacy.
This changes the entire basis of our decision. We will adjourn for an hour to review the documents.
An hour to pick which side your wallets prefer. I won't sit here and be humiliated.
He's leaving before the verdict. He knows he's lost.
Ren and Hina stood alone in the silent boardroom as the hour ticked toward a verdict that would reshape their lives. The lead car keys lay on the table between them, unclaimed. For the first time, the decision truly belonged to the board. In the corridor, Hina leaned against the cold glass, watching the paddock below. The weight of an hour felt heavier than a whole season. Ren's footsteps were almost silent until he stopped a deliberate distance behind her. He didn't need to speak to be present.
I've done everything I can. Now the board decides. But I keep wondering, why didn't you tell me yourself?
Because the promise wasn't mine to publicize. It was your father's trust. I came to drive, not to convince.
Even now, he shoulders it alone. That's the kind of driver father wanted.
The board members filed back, their faces unreadable. The air thickened as they took their seats, papers shuffled with solemn deliberation. Whispers died as the spokesperson stood, his gaze resting a moment on the keys still lying at the center of the table.
We have reviewed the documents and telemetry. The board is ready to vote. Miss Hina, Mr. Ren, please take your seats.
Hina slid into her chair, heart hammering. Ren sat beside her, hands folded, betraying nothing.
All in favor of handing the lead seat to Ren. Show your hands.
Hands rose across the table in a slow, unanimous wave. The silence felt louder than any engine.
Unanimous. The lead seat is Ren's, effective immediately.
Hina's heart stalled. A tear slipped free, the first true relief in 2 years. Ren's mask cracked with the faintest upward curve. The door slammed open. Hayato stood panting, his face draining of color, as he stared at the raised hands.
You actually did it. You handed my seat to that back marker.
The evidence was clear. We are, however, willing to offer you a junior development role.
A junior role. You think I'll grovel for scraps? This team rots without me.
Ren remained seated, unmoving, as if the storm was merely passing weather. He had not come for the seat, only for the promise.
Father, it's done. The son you chose will carry our name.
The lead car keys remained on the table, no longer a weapon but a legacy. For the first time, they belonged to the right hands. The boardroom emptied slowly, the whispered astonishment fading until only Hina and Ren remained, surrounded by vacant chairs and a single set of keys.
My father called it a legacy. I thought it was a curse. But you carried a promise across 20 years without a single word of complaint.
Complaints slow you down. I just drove. Now, we keep driving together.
She placed the keys in his open palm, her fingers brushing his for a moment longer than necessary. The silence was permission.
Then stop looking at me like that. We have a German GP to win.
Through the window, a lone figure crossed the paddock. Hayato's silhouette, small against the vast garages, leaving everything behind.
He'll find his own road. This one belongs to us now.
Word spread through the paddock like fuel through an engine. The new lead driver and the team boss stood side by side, no longer divided. For the first time, the cockpit wore his number, not as a stranger, but as a vow kept. The engine roared to life, steady and absolute. The German GP waited. And in that quiet garage, under the hum of fluorescent lights, a promise made on a deathbed finally crossed the finish line. On race day, the German sky broke open in a low, heavy gray. He now stood on the pit wall, rain beating on her jacket as the cars screamed to life. Ren sat motionless in the cockpit, his eyes not on the lights, but on the empty stretch of tarmac beyond, a path he'd spent 20 years preparing for. The lights went out. Ren's launch was a knife through water, cutting ahead before turn 1 while the spray blinded everything else.
He's driving like he's done this 1,000 times. Like the car is an extension of his own quiet stubbornness.
Lap after lap, he carved through the field with the same unblinking precision that had defined his entire arrival. No mistakes, no hesitation. When the checkered flag unfurled, it was his number that broke the beam first. A debut victory carved out of rain and redemption. Hina's hand flew to her mouth. The small, sincere smile she'd been hiding for 2 years finally broke free, wet with rain and tears. In the cockpit, Ren lifted his visor. For the first time, his calm wasn't a mask, it was fulfillment. He simply nodded toward the pit wall. Later, in the quiet of the garage, Hina pulled the old photograph from her pocket. 2 fathers, 1 promise, now 1 victory. The team had a new lead driver. But more than that, it had found a promise that no board vote could ever break, 1 lap at a time. By the time the garage fell silent, only the distant echo of victory remained, and Hina alone with the old photograph in her hands. Ren walked in, race suit still zipped, hair damp with champagne. He didn't speak. He simply stood beside her, a silent presence.
My father used to say the best drivers don't talk. They just arrive, drive, and everything else falls into place.
He said, your father was the same, that no one ever had to ask him twice to stand by what he built.
For a moment, they weren't boss and driver. They were 2 heirs of a shared legacy, finally standing on the same side of the line.
I am glad he chose you. Even if I fought it at first, I am glad.
You didn't fight it. You defended what he would have wanted. That's not the same as fighting.
She slipped the photograph back into her pocket, over her heart, where it had always belonged. Outside, the rain had stopped. The tarmac glistened under the floodlights, a silver ribbon waiting for another lap. The forced signing was a ghost now. The promise that had begun on a deathbed stretched ahead, as steady as Ren's hands on the steering wheel, and he was already looking toward the next corner. The champagne had dried, the interviews were over, and the team garage lay in a hush that felt like a held breath. Hina stood by the lead car, tracing the fresh number on its flank, no longer a stranger's digit, but a name she finally understood.
My father would have liked this. A quiet driver, a loud result. No politics, just preparation meeting reality.
He'd have told us not to waste time talking about it. The next race is in a week.
A soft laugh escaped her, the first easy one in 2 years. She nodded, and they walked toward the pit exit together. The pit lanes stretched before them, empty under the floodlights, a silver ribbon waiting for the next race and the one after. Hina's curly auburn hair lifted in a faint breeze, and for a moment, the whole paddock felt still, as if it too understood that something had finally been put right. The photograph in her pocket was no longer a reminder of loss, but proof of a promise that had outlasted every engine failure, boardroom threat, and bitter accusation.
Ready for tomorrow's debrief?
She turned, the photograph secure over her heart. Ready, and the garage lights flickered on, illuminating the next chapter of a team that had learned to believe again.